All right, so during the break, I looked it up, and this is actually section 10. So this subsection will be section 10.2, and we're going to talk about why do we punish? What is the purpose for punishing people? Okay? Um, and think about it right now. Okay? Close your eyes and think, okay, if I am a judge and I'm sentencing somebody, why? What is the hope I get? What is the change I'm trying to implement on society and on this person? Um, um, what is the ultimate purpose of punishing people? So, essentially, there are six. Okay, um, deterrence is one. Okay, deterrence basically says um, we don't want people to commit any more crime, right? So we've split this up into specific deterrence and general deterrence. Specific deterrence means if we punish an individual person for committing some crime, they will be less likely to commit that crime in the future, right? So if we give somebody a year in prison for assault, hopefully they will be deterred from committing assault again. Because they'll be like, well, I could punch this guy, but then I'll serve another year in prison, and that really stunk, and I don't want to have to go back to prison, so, all right, I'm not going to punch this guy, right? That is specific deterrence. There is also general deterrence, meaning that we punish an individual for committing some crime in order to teach everybody else that they shouldn't commit that crime, right? So, man, I really want to punch this guy in the face, but I knew a guy that punched somebody in the face, and now he's in prison, and I don't want to go to prison, so I'm not going to punch this guy in the face, right? So specific deterrence is deterring the person being punished. General deterrence means we're going to deter everybody else. Okay, so that we're going to use essentially punishing this person as an example. All right, understand the difference? Good. Third one on there, incapacitation. Essentially, this means we're taking people out of the citizenship so they can't commit more crimes, right? So if we arrest somebody for robbery and sentence them for 10 years in prison, that means for the next 10 years they are incapacitated. They cannot commit any more robberies because they are stuck in prison, which reduces the number of robberies they were going to commit out if they were still out in society. Make sense? We're taking this person and we're putting them away from everybody else so they can no longer commit crime. Retribution is the fourth one. Retribution is basically revenge. Okay, it is a moral judgment. It is, we are punishing them because they deserve it, right? If you murder somebody, we're going to send you to prison for life because that's what you deserve, you bad boy, right? This is a very complicated one, but essentially it's the person deserves what they get, okay? Number 5, rehabilitation. Rehabilitation says we are going to punish people so that they can learn, they can fix themselves, right? They can realize that what they did was wrong. They can work towards making themselves a better citizen. And then when they get finished with their punishment, they can come back and be a better citizen, right? And this can be everything from punishing people to, if you want to get very explicit, you can sentence people to alcohol and drug rehab, right? So you get caught either using drugs or a DUI or something, and you get sentenced to drug and alcohol rehab, where you go, you learn about your addiction, you learn how to fight your addiction, you no longer drink, you no longer do drugs. Now you're not going to commit any more crimes after you get out because you have kind of learned how to do without those drugs and alcohol and the thing that made you commit the crime. But it can also be things like job rehabilitation, right? So many people commit crime because they're poor, they don't have a job, they need money, and selling drugs is all they know, or burglarizing houses is the only way they really know to make money. So we can give them, say, everything from like GED courses to college courses, to job training. Like, we can teach them how to be welders, or we can teach them how to be, factory workers or whatever. And then when they get out, they have another option to make money. They have their high school diploma, they have their welding certificate, they have their, whatever. And then they will be much less likely to commit crime in the future. Okay? And then finally, there's restitution, which means they're paying us back. Okay? And that can be literal, that can be monetary, right? If I committed some crime and parked in the wrong place, that inconvenienced society, that inconvenience cost society something, and so I'm going to pay society back monetarily for doing that thing. But it can also be a little more philosophical, right? By assaulting somebody, I hurt society. Now I'm going to pay them back by showing them that I'm contrite. I'm going to pay them back by, working in the prison and, mopping floors and whatever. So it's about paying back, either literally or philosophically, society for the wrong that I did them, the pain that I gave them. Does that make sense? All right, that was a very short one, but we're going to be back with section 10.3. We're going to talk about the death penalty.